This is the Pavo 20 Pro, and since the moment I got it, it instantly became my favorite drone. Not only it is fast, compact and reliable, it's also really fun to fly. But no, this video is not about the Pavo 20 Pro and how good it is. This video is about finding the perfect drone for you, the best drone money can buy. So if you're not into drones yet, maybe you tried and you quit, or maybe you feel stuck at the moment, there is a good chance that you haven't found your perfect drone. For me, the answer was a compact cinewhoop like this one. It's a drone that I can fly multiple times a week. It is not the most powerful one, but it's the one that fits my life. It is the one that I will enjoy the most. And that's why for me, this is the best I can get. I started flying drones back in 2015. Back in the day, you had to assemble the drone, you had to order the parts, make everything work together, and luckily, this drone would end up flying. But it was not always the case. And the first time I flew a drone, I just lifted it up in the air, and in less than 10 seconds, I just ran into a street lamp. Could have practiced before that, and I didn't care at the time because I was completely obsessed with the hobby. But those frictions ended up costing me, making me drift away from the hobby, maybe spend months or even years without flying. And here is the mindset that changed everything for me. The best drone is the one you fly the most and enjoy the most. And here is when the Pavo 20 came in. Because I actually fly it every week. Was impossible back when flying a 5-inch bill or a 3.5. These are signs that you maybe have not found your perfect drone yet. If any of those sounds like you may be mismatched with your drone. You worry about noise, attention, and bothering other people. I know that one because that happened to me a lot at the beginning especially. Your gear is ready to fly, but maybe you haven't touched it in months. You say things to yourself like, I'm going to fly when I have time, instead of saying, I'm going for a flight tomorrow. Or even this evening. You need a car and a free day just to justify a flying session. The good news is that it is not a motivational problem. You probably haven't found your perfect drone yet. Now it is time to find your perfect drone. For this we will use the 3 C's: convenience, confidence and context. First, we have the convenience. How easy is it to carry it around? Can you fit it in a small backpack? Can you set it up in less than 60 seconds? That is convenience. And a convenient drone is going to invite you to fly more. Then we have the context, and for me it was the most important one. Where are you going to fly your drone? Do you want to fly indoors? Do you want to fly it in parks? Do you want to fly it maybe outside of town? Or you don't mind going to the countryside, taking your car, going to a perfect spot? It's up to you. And then we have the confidence, which is also really important. How confident you feel when flying that drone. Maybe if you're flying a really big drone that is dangerous, maybe you're flying around people, that drops your confidence level really down. And you don't want that. You want to be confident, you want to know where you are, how you can maneuver, how the drone will respond. And of course, the more you fly, the more confident you will be. But for me, for example, knowing that I have ducted props, I know that if I crash in, obviously I won't fly near people, but if I were to crash into something or somebody, I know that that something is going to be more protected, it's going to be less dangerous. So here is what keeps me flying and what I think is the perfect routine. I keep the drone, my goggles, and a couple of batteries packed in a small backpack. When I see a 30 or 40 minute window, I will just walk to a nearby park, unpack my gear and get ready to fly. When I'm flying, I'm just flowing. I'm not trying to impress anybody. Maybe I will do an orbit, maybe I will hit some gaps. And once I run out of batteries, I just pack my gear back again and go back home. This is not going to be a super production. I will not be doing an epic edit with this. It is just consistent joy and repetition. Repetition makes you better and it keeps you in love with this hobby. And now let's see the different paths that you can take. Obviously you will not have to stick with any of those, but this is like choosing your starter Pokemon. You start with a Pokemon, but then you will capture many others. And by the way, I usually always choose the water one. Which one did you choose? I really want to know. Leave it down in the comments. The first category we have is tiny whoops. Like this one, maybe we could consider this one a tiny whoop too. For the case, this is the same. Okay, so about tiny whoops. Tiny whoops are great for taking it to a park, flying indoors. They don't draw attention, they're kind of friendly, let's say. The two main trade-offs is that it's not very good against the wind, and the second one is that the flight time is not long. For example, this one can fly maybe up to 2 minutes. You can do maybe 4 to 5 minutes with the Pavo 20 Pro. I usually do it like 3.5 minutes, 4, and that's it. But that's basically it. With a tiny whoop or a tiny drone, you can fly it anywhere. You will not be flying it for very long. You will be switching batteries quite often, but it is one of the trade-offs. Then we have the 3 to 3.5 inch drone, like this one. This one is still great for parks, and it's going to behave better against the wind. It has more power than a tiny whoop, and it can fly for longer. It's a versatile drone that it's like in between a tiny whoop and a 5-inch, but it comes with some trade-offs. This one is louder, you will need a bigger space, and for example, this one is heavier than 250 grams. And that would subject you to some regulation. Not every 3 to 3.5 is, but this one is. But yeah, this one is more likely to attract some currents. Ah! Mosquitoes, I'm gonna be beaten. The things I do for you. Okay, and then we have the 5-inch and above. I don't have a 5-inch right now, but I will use the Avata for exemplifying it. These drones are very powerful, they are not bothered by the wind, they have a longer flight time, and you feel powerful when you're flying them. But it has some trade-offs. The noise levels, the attention you will draw, you will attract many currents if you fly it in a park. It is what it is. And then the planning. You have to go to a spot that you know that you can fly it safely and legally. Okay, let's recap. Here are the trade-offs. So yes, small drones are not really great against the wind, and small drones are not really good against the wind, and they won't fly for long. And this one requires more planning, and you can fly for longer. But you will not be able to fly it in your town, for example. And that is okay. The goal here is not to win a spec chart. The goal here is to find your perfect drone that you can fly often and make you fall in love with the hobby. So, what is the best drone money can buy? It is the one that fits your convenience, your confidence, and your context. It's the one that you will fly again and again. For me, it is the Pavo 20 Pro. For you, it could be a tiny whoop, especially if you're a beginner. I recommend you to start with something like a tiny whoop. It could be a 3.5, it could be a 5-inch, or it could be a 7-inch long-range build. This channel is about making FPV real for real life. No gatekeeping, no guilt, just flying. So, what is your context and what drone fits it? Or, if you already found your perfect drone, what is it and why? I would love to read the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. And this is it for today. See you all in the clouds.